Hello and welcome to the third part in the tutorial series. In the first part, we designed this blog website right here. And the second part, we start coding it up with HTML, as you can see. In the third part, in this video, we start writing the CSS with SASS. So let me show you again the finished project. This is the finished project right here. As you can see, we will be working on the styling in this tutorial. And next week will be the JavaScript to add this interactivity. As you can see, the menu stick as you scroll, and there is also this animation. So without further ado, let's get started. So we will be using SASS SCSS to write the CSS for the website. So if you want to follow along, I will leave a link in the description where you can download the starter file. And we include the files and folder that you need. And you need to watch the second part to write the HTML. And after you get that, we can move to the CSS. So I will go through the SASS folder, and also I'll be using a pre-pros to compile my SASS file into regular CSS. So if you want to use a pre-pros also, I will leave a link in the description when you can download. It's free. And add your project right here and choose this main.scss and choose the process automatically. Make sure it's checked, and then you can click the process file button right here. So with that out of the way, let me go through this folder and file to show you what they contain. I already went ahead and pre-fill some of them so we don't spend a lot of time writing some of them. So for example, let's start with the abstract without variable. Open a variable. So I had our colors right here, the primary color, secondary color, and the off-white color. So I had a color scheme right here, variable color scheme. I have my font family, the font weight, and the HTML root, font size. I'll be using RAM units, so I want that to be very responsive on different devices. And RAM unit related to the root element, which is the HTML, so it's easier to create that responsive font size. So on smaller devices, I set to 50%. By default, the browser font size is 16 pixels. So if I set to 50%, then it will be like 8 pixels. And on medium devices, I set it to be 9 pixels. So together is 9 divided by 16, so it gave me 56.25%. And our larger devices is 10 pixels, so 62.5%. And extra large devices I set to 75%, which is 12 pixels. So that's the HTML font size right here for different screen sizes. And on the heading font size right here for H1 is 4 RAM, H2 is 3 RAM, and H3 is 2.5 RAM. This for the paragraph, this are line height, and this some spacing variable. For example, I have my button padding right here, 3 RAM, and top and bottom, and 6 RAM left and right. And the form also padding is the same as the button padding. That's why I use the same one right here. This for the small button, and this a larger, but on larger devices right here. I have my code, as you can see. This is the code right here. For the code I had it for the small one. This is height 40 RAM. Sorry. And for the larger to be 30 RAM. And for this gutter right here, I did a tutorial on how to create a responsive 12 grid column in a couple videos ago. That's where these are coming from. And those grid column is what we're going to be using in this tutorial. I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out to see how we create it. That's what I'm going to be using in this tutorial. So that's where these are coming from. And I have my container width right here. After the variable, I have my mixing. I'll mixing for transition to make animation looking smooth. So I have my transition right here. I take the property that we want to animate, the duration, and the easing function, and I had a default value for that right here. And I had a back shadow. Here we won't be using this one, but I left it right here. I had a border mixing, and I have some CSS flex backs property that justify contents center that I'm going to be using. And again, for the grid, I show you how to use this one and explain how it works in my tutorial how to create a 12 grid column. And I have my breakpoint right here for the media query. For small devices, we will run this media query. For medium devices, we will run this media query. And again, I show how to use that in the video. So if you do not understand, you can watch that. So that's the mixing. When we get to the base right here, again, this is the HTML right here. I set back sizing to border backs. I set a font size, which is at 50% because this is a mobile first. For this, the font size SM, and for the medium, large, extra large, and I set a font family on the body. Set this font size to be 1.6 RAM right here. And I set a little bit of styling for the image, anchor element, the eye right here, all of that right here. For the database, for normalize, is make sure the CSS reset image, everything look nice on all the browsers, the same all browsers right here. And then we have our typography, where I celebrate typography for the paragraph, the heading elements right here, and our session heading from our last video. And then for the component, it's empty. For example, this is the button, this is a card, form, the search, and then we have a layout. It's empty, the footer, and the grade. This is the grade, the 12 column grade. So again, if you want to check out how to create it, you can look in the description to find a link to watch it. So I'm going to be using this in the tutorial. The header is empty and the sidebar is empty. And inside of the home, this one is empty. This is where we're going to put the rest of the layout, the styling right here. And the main we use to import everything. So this one is used to import the Google font with Josephine, Sans, and the sans serif font, and import the rest of the folders and files right here. So after you get all of that, if you have pre-pros, you can click the process file button right here, and then we automatically create a CSS folder with the CSS file inside of it called main.css. So if I refresh this, right click right here, choose refresh project, we have a CSS folder right here. I move this one out of the way. So if we take a look at our CSS, this is what we have right here. We had our Google fonts right here. We had a regular CSS right here. Let's see. We won't be touching the CSS. We'll be working just inside the SCSS. So we close all of this and then we will start again. Open my HTML. So this is where we left off from our last tutorial. I will resize my browser so it can be side by side with our browser. So we are here. So you can see this like a little bit of medium device. As you can see, it's the layout is taking shape. I see on the finished project, you can see the layout is taking shape right here because of the row and our flex column right here that we specify. So first we start with our header right here. So styling the header to make this nice like this. So without further ado, so like get started. So I will open my SCSS folder, go inside the component, and start now layout and choose headers. This is where we begin. So let's get started. So I will select header right here. I will say its width, to be 100%. Set background color to be white color. That's a variable. Nothing changes here. As you can see, when we scroll, a stick, and you can see a little bit of back shadow right here, and the menu follows us. So we're gonna create that right now. When we JavaScript, we add a class to the header so we can make a stick. So we put the %, and select, create a class called fix. When our header got this class fix, this CSS rule will be applied. So we say position to be fixed. Also, I did a tutorial on CSS positioning, relative, absolute, and fixed. So I will leave a link in the description so you can watch it if you're not familiar with it. Now say top to be 0, left to be 0. Now height to be auto. I say z index to a variable z, that's 100. So we set our z index to be 100, as you can see right here. Now we add a back shadow. So I add include our mixing back shadow like that. Now nothing will change right here. After this, we will target our header nav, this one. Target this and now start styling stuff inside of it. So as you can see, we had a header class right here. We had a header again 2_ nav. So to select that in the SASS, all we have to do is just put an % and a 2_ and put a nav. Within the CSS, it will be something like this: header nav, like this. So I will set display to be flex. Set justify content to be space between. I set align item to be center. padding to be 2.5 RAM. Top and bottom and 0 left and right. I save this. You can see nice display flex right here, and we had our container that make it look nice, so it's not stuck to the side as these images right here. Then we work another logo, header logo. So doing this again, %_ logo. I will say its width to be 15 RAM. Save it. As you can see, it's shrunk. Now we gonna target this header item right here, this one. Now this is what we targeting now. So I go down here, header nav items. So it says position, also to be fixed. I set background color to be white. Says width to be 100%. Its height also 100%. Said overflow Y to be auto. I've said display to be flex, but we change the flex direction. Sorry. Direction to column, and we say justify content to be center and align item to be center also. I will save this, and we have it right here. Now that's the header right here. Now as you can see, we have this justify content center and line item counts align item center. But if you take a look inside our mason right here, we have a mason called justify align center that had the same thing right here. So we're gonna use this one in here. Instead of writing this over, you can just do the @ symbol, include, and the make send name. We see justify align center, and the same thing happens right here. So as you can see, we had to position this so it take the full screen. So to do that, we set the top to be 0 and the left to be 0. We save this. As you can see, now it's take the whole screen. As you can see right here, if we choose, as you can see, I will say Z index, so it's take on top of everything to be again 100. So Z 100. And if you take a look right here, this is, you can see a zoom in and a zoom out. So like create that effect. So first, let's say transform. Use a scale property to be 0 and add some animation. So add include transition, and then when it has the class called active, we bring the scale back to 1. Transform scale back to 1. And if we do this, now it disappears, but we still needed to style the rest of the menu, so I'm gonna comment this one out for now. Now we need to style this and this close button. So let's style the close button real quickly. You can see it had an ID called close menu. So we select the ID, close, menu, and set position to be absolute, and the background color to be the primary color. Its width to be 5 rem, and height to be 5 rem, and border radius so to be 50%, so you make a complete circle. I said tap to be 4 rem, right also 4 rem. We save it, get it right here. Now we have start the icon inside of it by selecting the eye like that, and then we set its color to be off-white color, and font size to be 3.5 rem. We save it, we have it right here, as you can see. Now it doesn't work right now. It's our next video, we work on the JavaScript. Now we want to move to this. So each one of these has a header list, each one of these. So let's do that. So outside of this one, header nav item, like this, go down here, the header list. I'll set first the font size to be 5 rem, the opacity to be 0. This for the JavaScript, as you can see right here. When we click it, now they start showing one at a time, and when we close it, it starts disappearing. Go watch, we'll be changing the opacity. So by default the opacity will be 0. Add a transition to it, transition, and the property will be opacity. And after each one, the header list which has the class called show. Now we bring the opacity back to 1. If I do this, they all disappear, so I'm gonna comment this one out for now. Now this what we right here, as you can see. But now the color are a little bit different, so we're gonna work on that right now. So we still on li, as you can see right here. This is the li. For first one, I'm gonna give it a class called active to show this is the active link. Now we're gonna work with this. Now I'll save this. Now we say hover. When you hover on the li or the hover pseudo element, grab the a inside of it. Also any li that has the class active, also grab the a anchor element inside of it. I'm gonna say its color to be the primary. We save it, nothing changes. We go back down here and we target the anchor element itself. We set padding to be 2 rem, top and bottom 0, left and right. We set its color to be the black color. We save it. Now we see, now this is the active. When you hover it, change to the primary, as you can see. So that's it for the this side right here. So I will remove it so we can style the rest of the stuff. So I set the opacity back to 0 right here. Actually, I will remove the opacity from 0 and go back to the nav element and set a transform back to 0 for now. I will save it. Now we're gonna style this the rest of the down here. So we collapse this and collapse this, and then we're gonna start the extra element like this one and then this one. So header extra, make sure this is 2 underscores. So first I set display to flex. Remember, the extra hold these both of them at the same time. So I set display flex. Now we are side by side. Now I'm going to grab the account right here. It had a class called site account. Site account. It says width to be 5 rem. Height also be 5 rem. And border radius to be 50%. If you set both the height and the width to be the same value and set the border radius to be 50%, it will be complete circle. I set cursor to be pointer. I'll save it. Not that much change here, but you can see it's the width change and the cursor became pointer. I'll set it again to display flex. Before I do that, let me add some border to this and you can see how it looks like. So I will say the border 1 pixel solid. You can see how it looks. This how it looks right here. Now we need to move this icon in the middle. So I will set this on display flex. And we use my include that makes sense justify align center. So you set the justify content center and align item center. So I save this. As you can see, now it's right in the middle. I set background color to be the off-white. Save it. You can't really see it. Don't know if you can see it, but let me remove the border right here. But I had this color. You can see on your computer if you following along. And then I set the font size to be 2.5 rem. And the margin right to be 3 rem. So I can push this one to the side a little bit. I save this. Now we have it. Now the icon increases and it has some space to it, added some space. So with that, we want to change the background color when we hover over it, as you can see right here. See? So let's do that. So first I'll add a transition. I set property. To be background color. I say when we hover on the site accounts, set the background color to be the primary color and the I inside of it is color to be the off-white. I save it. Nothing happens, but as soon as I hover over it, as you can see, if we don't specify the transition, what should happen? It just like sharp. It just jump, the background color does jump. And the transition make it a little bit smoother. As you can see, it's slow. So that's the site account. Now let's do the site search. So after this, right here, I say site search, and again we follow this whole thing. So we copy from here, actually from here all the way to here, copy this and paste it right here. We're gonna change few things. We change the border radius, we'll remove it, we don't need that. We remove the cursor, and then we will remove the background color, and that's it. Say this is what we have. Now we need to remove the button itself have a background color, so we will remove that. So we target the button inside of it, say background color to be transparent. So we have this. Now it doesn't do anything. We will JavaScript to make it work. So that's it for the extra right here, this one. So after that, we move to the header mobile for this right here. So we collapse this. I come right here and I say mobile. And first, as you can see right here, we had a header mobile, and then we had a header mobile icon, which hold the icon right here, and that we're gonna target that again. Since it's header mobile and a header mobile icon, and this already select the header mobile, we can also do the ampersand and the two dashes, and then write the icon. And then we say width with 5 rem, height 5 rem, border radius 50%, background color the off-white, font size 2.5 rem, sorry, 2.5 rem, display to be flex, and we're gonna use our mixin again, justify align center. Save this. Got right here, and sorry, it's now 50% is 0.6 rem. And when we hover it, we want to change the background color and the icon as we did right here. So I'm just gonna copy this right here all the way to the include transition right here, and after the justify align center, I'm gonna paste it right here. We say this, as you can see, now nothing happens. For JavaScript, we're gonna add the functionality. So that's it. This is how it will look like mobile devices. Now let's see on larger devices. So any start changing, as you can see, we have more space now. For example, when we look here, it changed. So it came all the way right here. This is where we start. It's like the MD, the medium devices, ends right here. So after this, now we start showing the menu. So the LG. So let's start working on the LG now. So let's go all the way back up and start from the top. So first, right here on LG, we want to remove the padding. At include respond, that was our media query name, respond. We specify our breakpoints from SM to XL. In this case, it's LG. We set padding to be 0. And you can see shrink. We're gonna use the menu item to add padding for the top and the bottom. That's why I remove it from here. Now we go to the header nav item right here. And on the bottom, after the close, when you close, we will put another LG right here. Media query include respond LG. Remember, our nav item is the menu that take the whole screen right here, so we need to display it here now. By default, it display as fixed right here. So on MD and on LG, we set position back to initial. So we set at its initial position. I set flex to be auto. And it says width and height again. Width and to be auto, and height also to be auto. I set overflow to be hidden. I said the flex direction to be row. By default, we set it to be column right here. But LG, we want to set it back to row, which is the default one. I said border radius and sorry, don't worry about the border radius. And by default, it's scale to be 0, so we're gonna bring it back to 1. So I just copy this, paste it right here. I save it. We have this, as you can see, it's huge, so it doesn't look that nice, but we're gonna fix it. So first, let's hide this close right here. So I go down here, say close, select the close menu, and set display to be none. Save that, and it disappears. So that's it for this one for now. Now we are inside of the nav item, and go to the list, and then we start making this look nice. So right here, item list right here, after the show right here, put another LG right here. LG, and set font size to be 2.2 RAM. Again, 1 RAM on LG is 10 pixels, so 2.2, that's 22 pixel. And set the opacity to be 1. As we set opacity to 0 right here, so we uncomment this. I set opacity to be 1 here. I save this, as you can see right here. Nice smaller and look nice. Now let's add some space in between. So we go down here where we add a padding right here. Now we put another LG. So we can just copy this, come down here, and now on the padding, we're gonna be padding all around up to RAM. That's it. Now you can see that's enough space, but we're gonna remove this to add some space to it. As you can see right here, some space. Now this label squish, but we look nice when we stretch the whole website, the whole browser. So we're gonna close this list right here, and we go all the way down to the mobile right here, which is this, and we put another LT right here. So I'll paste this again, and then here I'll say to display to be none. We save this. Now it disappears, as you can see. So if you make all of this large, this is how it looks like right here. And mobile devices right here. Okay, I'll search right here. So that's it for the header. If you need time to watch it again, feel free to pause it and rewatch it. Now we're gonna move to this side right here, and we go back to styling the search form, all of that. So first let's focus on this, styling the home page right here. So let's do that. So open your pages folder and choose the home right here. So first, as you can see right here, we have some, as you can see, we have some classes that, for example, we had this no margin, custom height, this default session spacing right here, all of that. And we have yeah, right here, this margin bottom. So let's take care of that real quickly. So let's go right here, and first for the margin bottom, we're just gonna set a margin bottom to be the same space for the gutter on the bottom. For example, we make this one to be mobile. As you can see, it got some space on the bottom, a better space. You can't see it right now because everything like squished together. So I will just say gutter margin vertical, and it's inside of the variable right here, which is 2 RAM. I save this, nothing changes here, but you can see there's a change right here. If I comment this, for example, you can see, but when I'm coming out, you can see the change. And then for the no margin, we apply the no margin to the row, each row, but each row have a margin, the negative on both the left and the right. So we want to remove those margins. So it's a margin left to be 0, and the right also 0. Save this. Now you can see it remove the margin. That's why you see this little space right here. Now the last one, default section spacing. It's just gonna add some padding to the top and bottom for each section. So just say padding top. To be the variable default, section default spacing, which is right here, which is 5 rem. And for the bottom also. I save it, just watch right here because this one has it. I save it. Now you can see. Now each one of them section has it now, as you can see here also. Now let's talk about here. Now these are code, so we're gonna style the code. So with that, we go to our component and codes, the SCSS, and we're gonna we start styling the code right there. So we grab my code class. I set background color to be the off-white. Save this. As you can see, it changed background color. I set overflow to be hidden. I set border radius to be 0.6 rem. I set position to be relative. I set height to be our default height SM, which is right here, the 40 rem. Smaller devices and larger devices gonna be 30 rem. Now it says padding all around it to be spacing MD, which is 4 rem right here. I said the display to be flex. I said flex direction to be column. I said justify contents to be flex end. I said cursor to be pointer. I've saved it. This is what we get. Now we see how to style the image, all of that, so I can fit inside of it. And for responsiveness and larger devices, LG, we just have to set its height to the default code height LG. And I will set the padding, reduce the padding with the spacing SM. Now let's take care of this image right here, which is instead of code header. If you go back here, look inside of the code right here, we got a code header which holds the image, and we had a code body which hold the title, the accept, and this post meta and a social sharing. So right here, let me close this header .scss and the mixing. So in here, I'll choose the header code header. Set position to be absolute. Says width to be 100%. Height to be 100%. Left to be 0. Top to be 0. Save it. As you can see, I took the whole width and height, and we select the image inside of it. I said also its width and height to be 100%. So it look nice, as you can see. Now if you look here, when we hover over it, we see that zooming effect. So let's do that. Also you see this overlay color, so let's do that. So first let's do the zooming. When we hover over our code right here, then we want to grab the code header and the image inside of it. I say transform scale 1.2. I can see, but it's not that smooth. So we add some transition to the image right here. So add include transition and a property to be transformed. Now when we hover over it, it's look nicer now. Now let's put the overlay on top of it. To do so, we're going to create a pseudo element on the code itself. So this is the code right here. We go down after the hover with the ampersand and the before pseudo element and set its position. No, sorry, first we set contents to be empty. It's important that you set the content to be empty and the pseudo element before and after, otherwise it won't work. And the position to be absolute, the width to be 100%, and height to be 100%, and top, I will just copy this because it's the same thing. And paste it right here. I will set background color to be RGBA, and where SASS, we can just specify the color right here. So under the black color, and for the alpha right here, I set to 0.65. Save it. You don't see it. By the way, you don't need to have this one right here. You can remove it. So in order to see it, we set the Z index to be 1. Now you can see. Now the rest of the element, that are text, the label, all beneath this, so we have to bring them up. And first, to do so, all we have to do is this: grab the body, the label, and social sharing. We have to use a Z index on it. So before we use the Z index, we have to set position to be relative and the Z index greater than 1. So we set to 5. And we had them right here. I can see it's hard to see, so we will change the color of the text. So to do that, just say the body, header body, our color of white. Now you can see this from here to here as the body. Now let's style the label and the rest. So first the label, set position to be absolute, padding to be 1.2 rem top and bottom and 2 rem left and right, color to be off-white, background color to be the primary, border radius to 6 rem, the top to be the spacing medium, which is 4 rem, as you can see right here, and the left also to be 4 rem. We save this. This is what we have right here. That's our label. Now it doesn't look that nice. Oh, the reason why it's stretched because we set to be position relative right here, so override the position absolute. So we're just gonna remove this. Now it's show right here. Okay, so make sure I remove the position relative from here. Just leave the Z and X. So we have this now. Now let's work on the social sharing. So go down right here. You can choose the social sharing. I set position to be absolute. Tap. It should be like this one. So just copy this. Paste it right here. But instead of left, we go at the right. Save it. Now we see them right here. And larger device here, we just gonna change these a little bit. Instead of MD right here, it will be SM. That's it. And we grab the anchor element for each one of these right here. Set display to be inline block. Font size with 3 rem. And larger devices, I will just gonna set it to 2.5 rem. Save this. As you can see, now I want a little bit of space to the right, except for this one. So I'm going to use a advanced selector or the not. I say not last child. So we select everything except for the last one. So just say margin right to be 1.2 rem. Save this. So add margin right to all of them except for this icon right here. After this, I'm gonna grab each individual the icon right here. We see the eye. So its color be the off white. When you hover over it, change it to the secondary color. So we have this, as you can see. So that's it for the this right here. For example, let's just stretch this one out. This is how it looks like. Just now, for example, this doesn't take the full height right here, so we're gonna work on that right now. So first, let me go back right here again, and we go back. We go to the home right here, and before we start working on it, we grab the code again, and let's style this section right here. We see the post. Metas, display, reflex, and justify content to be space between each one of the metas, which is like each one of these. The post meta wrap around both of these to be this also display, flex, and align item to be center. And each one of these, but it wrap the icon wrap inside of a span element, and these also the wording. So I'm going to grab the first one, the span. It's the first style, pseudo element selector, pseudo selector. I'll set the margin right to be 1 gram. Now you can see add some space in between. Now let's talk about this. And now you can see it doesn't take the full height, other stuff, but we need it to be the full height right here, as you can see right here. So how do we do? For example, this one we set it to be a certain height, as you can see right here. I can remember right here. We set it to be certain height, and we set this to be certain height also. The margin bottom right here to be the gutter vertical, as you can see right here. The margin bottom, the gutter, margin vertical right here. So we had this width, sorry, we had this height plus this and plus this also. So, and I hope you understand. So first we're gonna start saying the hero. I say hero. I say hero. And then let me make this one a little bit bigger so you can see what we're talking about. This is our hero right here. We had a class custom height. So I say hero, grab the code that had a class custom height. I want to set height on the mobile devices. So I say calc to do the calculation, to let the browser do the calculation. Now we set a default height for the small devices, so I will do the hash curly brackets and my variable name, which is a default called height SM, right here, plus make sure put some space right here, the gutter, the vertical gutter, again hash curly brackets, and the variable name, so the gutter margin vertical right here. When I save this, you can see it stretched a little bit. Now this we turn to a number 40 RAM plus 2 RAM, so it'll be total of 42 RAM. The height will be 42 RAM. Then we will stretch this one out. This is 42 RAM right here. We stretch inspect it right here. Choose right here. I can see we got a 40 RAM plus 2 RAM right here. You can see it doesn't even show you this is 42 RAM, but show you the calculation right here. So now let's add this to an LGs now. So let me reset it a little bit. So what we have to do is just simple. Again, this height plus this gutter height right here, and then this height. So this times 2 plus this. So all I have to do, just copy this right here, and I put the LG paste this. Now let me make this one a little bit bigger so you can see. So first we had our calc right here, so we wrap this one again, another parentheses, just this one, and instead of SM it's gonna be LG, and then that's one out of the height right here. Then I'm gonna multiply it by 2 and then add this gutter right here, and I save it. Now you can see now it's equal heights, and I had this gutter in the between, so we have something like this. You can see like this. So this is the hero side. You finish. Now the quick links right here, the quick links. So I'll go down here. I will just copy this real quick. I minimize this. I say quick link. Select a quick links. How to do is set up backs, because each one of these is wrapped inside the container called backs. So backs, the background color to be the off-white, the padding to be the spacing MD, and the border radius to be 0.6 RAM. This is what we get right here. And LG I just reduce the padding to be the spacing XM. Then I want to add some margin to the bottom right here. So it said last child margin, the bottom to be the gutter margin vertical. Sorry, I want to do that just on the MD. Include this one MD. which is here, but on the LG no margin on the bottom. Let's say right here the LG, I will set it to back to 0. Save it, and let's style this real quickly. So outside the last child, I'll set the icon class. I set font size to be 5 RAM, not M, and details, which is this one right here. I set margin top 0, left and right 0, bottom 2 RAM, and we had this. Now this is the button right here, so I believe this be a good time to write a styling for the button. So go back to your components and choose the button, the SCSS, and comment this. So we're selecting anything that had a class called button. We select in inputs where the type submit, and then we selecting button again with type submit. So the styling not that much, so I will say first display to be inline block, background color to be the primary, the color to be the off-white, the padding to be the button, padding XM, font size to be 2 RAM, border radius to be 0.6 RAM, the outline to be none. Save it, and this is what we get. Now on LG, the padding we increased a little bit, so padding button set SSM, it will be SLG. Save it. Nothing changes here, but let's face this hover. As you can see, we need to keep the color of the text off white and change the background down on the color. So I say hover, background color to be secondary, and the color be off white. So you can see this is because the text is too long, that's why I went to the next line. But larger, for example, as smaller devices, it look nice, as you can see, and larger devices also, as you can see, it look nice right here, again a little bit too much word. So that's the button right now. Now go to the feature right here. So there's not that much to style on the feature, as you can see, not that much styling. We just want to add the height to this one, that's all. So we go back to home, we close this one out, I grab this real quickly, I paste it right here. I will say feature post. And I'm just gonna grab this right here, the hero. Just gonna grab it. I paste it right here. And I will remove this LG styling. And instead of hero, it will be feature post. And that's it. And it just increase the height a little bit, and that's it. Now the newsletter. The newsletter, there's not any styling. Only thing we have to style is the form input right here, this input right here. So let's do that. So go inside your component and find a form, the SCSS right here. So first we grab the form class and set the form group to be width on 100%. And outside of that, set the form inputs, which each one of these input, the form group, wrap around each one of these. We set display to be black. By default, it's display inline. We set to be black and set width to be 100%. And set padding to be the form padding XM. We add an include is our border mixing, and it sets some parameters like with the width, the style, and the color. Here we want to change the width, so I say width to be 0.2 RAM, and that's it. That's the only thing we're changing on this mixing. After this, we add some transition at include transition, and the property we want to transition either border color. We save it. We get this. Add some border radius to this border radius. Be 0.6 RAM. Have it right here. LG include respond LG. I say the padding, the form to be the LG padding LG. Then we want to change the hover and the focus. So say hover, focus, the border color to be the secondary color. So we get something like this, as you can see. And we had this for the search right here. We're gonna do the search last. So next, now we're gonna work on the sidebar. So I'm gonna close the form, the button. I will leave the code there alone and close the variable, and I will close the home also. Close this main. Now we working on the sidebar now. So I will go inside my layout and choose the sidebar, the SCSS, and now we select my sidebar class. And inside of the sidebar we had these sidebar widgets. We hold each one of these right here. We come back to this profile code later. So let's select our sidebar widget. Say margin bottom to all of them. to be the section default spacing. So I have some spacing on the bottom for each one of them. And for our this one right here, you can see it's not, we want this image to be on the side right here, but because our row has some negative margin, so and because our flex column will have some padding 1.5 padding left and right, this padding are affecting each one of these, so we need to remove those padding and the margin also. So all we have to do is add a row and select class, any class that contain the word flex with a dash. This we select anything inside of the row that contain the that had a class that contain this word. So I will say padding to be 0 and margin to be 0. Save it. Now you can see it shift right here. Now let me make them full, the images full width and height. So I say Instagram. Remember they all wrap inside the class called Instagram. And to the image and say width to be 100% and height to be 100%. Now the images are only 150 pixel by 150 pixel, but this more than 150 pixel. That's why they're a little bit blurry. But if you make it large, you can see it look nice right here. Larger device, it look nice. You see. Now let's focus on this code right here. So let's go back to the code again. That's why I left open. Oh, one thing, go back to the label right here. I'm gonna include the LG. That's why if you take a look right here, see it's like stuck right here. So I say respond. Here, then instead of MD it will be XM. Save this. Now you can see it look the same now. Now let's take care of the code right here. So go all the way down here. This code right here, sidebar, they have additional class called profile. So we're gonna select that. So we're gonna put ampersand, put a period, say called 2 dashes profile. I will set cursor to be default. As you can see right now it's cursor pointer, so I set to default. Now I go back to the regular. I set height to auto. And I will remove this overlay that is showing right here. Remember we use the before pseudo element. So I say before display to be none. It's up here. Now you can see the off-white color. Now select the code body inside of it, which holds all of this. Access color to be the black color. I set a text align with center, and we get this. Now I'm going to select the user profile, this one right here, and style it. User profile. It says width, maybe 12 RAM. Height 12 RAM. And overflow, heading, border radius to be 50%, and I'm gonna add some include border. It says width is 0.6 RAM, and the color to be the primary. Save it. We get this. Now I need to put it in the center right here using the margin. The margin, tap 0, left and right auto, and then bottom 2 RAM. Save this, and I put it in the middle and add some margin to the bottom right here. And for the description, we're going to do the description right here. So user description. I said margin, top and bottom 2 RAM, left and right 0, and that's it. That's all we're doing with this one right here. Now let's focus on the social icon. I say user social. I set font size to be 2 RAM, and then add some margin to the right, each one of these except for this one, and we'll wrap inside of the anchor element. So we grab that anchor element, and using the not selector, the last child, I will say margin the right 1.5 RAM. I save it. Now add some space except for this last one, the YouTube one, and that's it for the profile. Only thing we had to do now is redo this height right here for the card ads. So I'll close this one. This one had the class called cards ads. So let's say cards 2 dashes ads. It says heights to be 25 RAM. Save this. Now it reduce the height a little bit, as you can see. Now let's start a folder, and then I will search. So we close the card. We're done with the card. Close this one. Close this one. Now we're gonna focus on the folder. So open your layout and folder. That's SCSS. So folder. The background color to be folder PG color. I've set padding, top and bottom to be the spacing default, section default spacing, top and bottom, and left and right to be 0. So 5 RAM top and bottom, and 0 left and right. Color to be off white, and our text inline to be center. Save this, and we have this right here. That's it. Now let's take care of this, the search. So I'll close this folder and I'll close the sidebar, and we have the search right here that we want to focus on. So go inside your component and choose the search .SCSS, and let's get started. So say search. Set position to be fixed. So width to be 100%. Height to be 100% also. Tap be 0. Left to be 0. Z index to be 100. The background color to be white. To display flex. Use my mixing. I save this. This is what we get. As you can see, this look way too small. It's because we set this whole thing to display flex. This flex is width, so we have to set this the font back to width to be 100%. So I will say font width to be 100%. Now it shows right here. Now let's work on this close button right here. So I had class is ID close search. SS position to be absolute. Background color limit of primary. Width before RAM, and height before RAM. A border radius to be 50%. The top for RAM, and the right also for RAM. So we have something right here. Sorry, border radius. And then we grab the icon inside of it. I set color to be of white, and the font size to be 2.5 RAM. We got this right here. Now it doesn't do anything. Got this right here. Now I see a little mistake. As you can see, this doesn't have any space right here. But if you look here at this space right here, the container, so I forgot to add the container inside my HTML. So go back here inside of the search, right instead of the form before the row, put a container class right here, and wrap it inside of the row right here. Wrap it around the row. Save. Now you see, now it look nicer. But we had this animation, as you can see. See, we click this nice animation comes in, and it fade away. That's how we CSS 3 animation. So let's do that right now. So first, I will set the opacity here to be 0, visibility be hidden, Now this disappear, you can see it. When I click it, nothing happens. So let me comment this one out real quick. But with JavaScript, we will set this opacity to be 0, but visibility to be hidden, and then we're going to add a class to it called active. When they have class active, we do our animation. So it's animation. So it take time, duration, that timing function, that delay, iteration count, the direction of fill mode. So we're not going to do all of this. For the name, we're going to say sliding. So 1.5 second. Ease in, ease and out, another timing function, and a forward. So gonna stick where it is. I save this, nothing happens. So we have to define our keyframe right here. So I say at keyframe slide in, so from 0%, the transform, so translate x to be negative 100% and rotates to be 0. And then of the opacity to be 0 and visibility to be hidden. So what's happening is by 0 will be auto right here. It'll be out of the way at 0%. At 50%, the halfway through the animation. Just want to grab this. Transform will be negative 50%. And with the rotate will be 45 degree. And the opacity will be 0.8. And the visibility will be visible. And then 100%, I just gonna grab this again. $100%, it's gonna be 0. Don't need this one, 0, and the rotation also gonna be 0. Opacity 1 and visibility visible. Now nothing happens now. But if we take the animation, this animation, and put it right here, right on top of the search component, and save it, watch. You can see. That's how we're gonna operate. I'll refresh again. You can see. So it start from here, 0, the 45 degree, and then 0 degree again. Now when we click this, as you can see right here, once we click this, want to go this way, want to go to the right. So let's do that. So we're gonna add another class called this active. Deactive, and say animation. I'm just gonna grab this real quickly. It says sliding, going slide out, and the rest remain the same. So when we come back to the keyframe, I'm just gonna copy this again, paste it on the bottom right here for the slide out. So it's just gonna be the opposite of the sliding. So first we start with 0, opacity 1, visibility visible 50%. It won't be negative 50. It's just going to be positive 50, and then the rotation be negative, and these remain the same. And then the X right here with a 100% gonna be 100 right here. And rotation to be 0, opacity 0, visibility hidden. Save this, nothing happens. But if we move this slide out animation, put it directly here, and save this, you can see, as you can see right here. So let me refresh again. As you can see, save this. Now let's remove it for now. So let's say the opacity and visibility to be hidden for now. So that's it. So that's it for the CSS. Next week tutorial we start working on the JavaScript to make this menu, comment, and this search component works. So that'll be it for this week tutorial. If you have any question, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. If you have not done so, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you'll be notified next week when I release the JavaScript part of this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a great one, and bye.